We all know that the GOP has iced out Representative Liz Cheney for just upholding democracy. And now all eyes are on her seat in Wyoming and the primary on August 16th. And there are 4 other GOP candidates who are going against her, challenging her, of course, from the right. And they had a debate the other night, and we can all see that they are quite formidable idiots. And look, I'm not trying to sing Liz Cheney's praises, but you all need to get a load of what happened. So just for a smattering of commentary, we had businesswoman Robin Belinski. There's Harriet Hagameth, who is endorsed by Donald Trump. And they decided to both weigh in on election integrity and relying on just rock solid evidence. Take a look.
I understand when I talked to Mike Lindell, he did say that there was a small portion of voter fraud in this state, but that is alarming anyway.
What I think that you see in terms of the election integrity issues are what we've seen more on the national level that has a lot of people concerned, including me. The 2000 Mules movie is something that I think we have great concern about in terms of the use of the drop boxes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I've got to do a donkey noise. That's Harriet Hagman. Referencing Dinesh D'Souza's very self-funded documentary project. They also wanted to give a state senator, Anthony Bouchard, state senator, okay, maybe we're working with something real here. He had a lot to say about the election and the internets.
That elections are always square. We know in several states they use COVID, they use the ballot process. What about Facebook using the system to steer people? We know for a fact all the major internets do that.
All of them, every single Facebooks. Let's just juxtapose that with Liz Cheney giving her answer to questions about the 2020 election and election security.
The claims that Mrs. Hageman is making about the 2020 election are the same claims for which the president's lead lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, was disbarred. They are the same claims for which Sidney Powell has had her law license suspended. I won't say something that I know is wrong simply to earn the votes of people, to earn political support. So I'm asking for your vote, and I'm asking you to understand that I will never violate my oath of office. And if you're looking for somebody who will, then you need to vote for somebody else on this stage, because I won't. I will always put my oath first.
Ooh, okay, Liz, okay, sticking it to the voters. What do you all make of her strategy? Very much not backing down from the fact that she's gonna call Trump out. She's one of the people leading this January 6th hearing, and she's not about to water it down for her voters.
So there's 2 huge parts of this story, okay? So first is, can someone stick to the truth in the Republican Party and win? Can they stick to their guns and be super strong and win? Because if you run mealy-mouthed and you half jump off that cliff, there's no way you're gonna win. But that's not what Liz Cheney's doing. She's saying, no, this is true, this is not true. And even if you're under the cult of Trump, I don't care, I'm gonna tell you, be honest, okay? And that's, I mean, I despise the Cheney family. I disagree with her on every other issue. I think she's dangerous in the wars that she starts, etc. But if she loses, that means no Republican can dare tell the truth to their voters, because they will definitely be eliminated, okay? And that is dangerous. But I think the second part's more dangerous. But first, let me fill you in on how it's going. Cheney right now is losing 56 to 28. She's losing by nearly 30 points. So the lady there talking about, oh no, I don't know, 2,000 mules, I don't know, right? She's winning by nearly 30 points. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? And then the other guy who was worried about all the internets, he's sitting at like 12 points. He's kind of closing in on Cheney. So that leads to the second point, guys, and I'm curious about your take on all this. I watched a longer clip of that debate, and I know the Cheney team put it together, and so they took the worst parts of the other guys, etc. But even so, it was unbelievable how incompetent and absurd and idiotic the other candidates were. But we look at that debate, and she looks at that debate, and she publicizes it, saying, look, I'm obviously the only one with more than 7 IQ points on this debate stage, right? But the Republican primary voters generally look at that and go, yeah, they nailed it. The Looney Tunes guys nailed it. I think they're so smart. I think they're so right. Can you believe how ridiculous Liz Cheney's being? How do we live in a world where we think each other is nuts? I mean, how can you look at those other idiots talking about the internets and mules and think that they have it figured out? Well, that's what Republicans in Wisconsin think right now as things stand.
Yeah, it shows how crazy the Republican Party has gotten, that Liz Cheney is the voice of reason there. And I would discourage people from celebrating her, as I've seen some pundits in mainstream media do, as like a good exemplary Republican. I need to remind a lot of people, she doesn't believe climate change is real. She's anti-choice. She cheered on Trump's tax cuts. Like Cenk said, she's a war hawk. Across the board, she is horrible. She just cleared a bar that is literally on the floor to say, okay, yeah, that's how the election turned out. She's just acknowledging an objective truth, and that's it. Sure, she's done an okay job in the January 6th hearings, but that she's the voice of reason there is really sad. And the thing is, it goes beyond her state. There's a ton of people like this in Arizona. There's definitely people in, we've got some in Colorado, and you got some in the Carolinas, in Georgia, in the South. They're popping up more and more because it seems to be a viable political path for people. Just appeal to these conspiracy theories, pander to the Facebook boomer conservative brain, push things aren't true because it's sensational and it might get traction on the internet, and you just hoodwink a lot of people into voting for you by lying to them. Politicians lie, but this is just a new type of lying. It's horrifying.
Yeah. Speaking of people running out of juice and anyone who will run for office, I have to play this Robin Belinski part of the debate. She's my favorite. She's not a front runner. That's Hageman, again endorsed by Trump. But here's Robin, just a gem. Look at this soundbite.
January 6th
was a setup from the beginning. We cannot have actual, oh gosh. See, anyway.
Nice save, Robin. Anyway, show a picture of your car, quick. Here's my website. This is the car that I drive. Hell yeah, saved.
I'm surprised
saved,
he's not leading.
Girl. So this is the alternative, and like I totally hear you on Liz Cheney. I'm very torn because as someone sitting on the sidelines who is not living in a state where I would even switch parties in order to vote in the other primary, I'm like, I don't know. That's y'all's mess. And these Republican super PACs that are trying to back Cheney, some even Democrat led. I'm like, I don't care about where you put your money. Sure, try and save her. Let's see if you do.
Yeah, but at this point, though, it is a scary proposition that if a Republican says that 2 + 2 = 4, that might mean that they're going to automatically lose their primary.
Right.
Like, no truth is allowed in the Republican Party. The Republican voters actively hate it. They're like, oh, you tell me the vaccines work, which 99% of the world's doctors and scientists agree to, then I hate you and I'm gonna vote against you. I don't wanna hear the truth. I wanna hear maniacal, lunatic conspiracy theories. And if you don't give them to me, I'm not gonna vote for you. That's why Cheney's down by 28 points as we stand.
I wish there was a way they could all lose, but I'm also really distracted by that car and really want to know what the base model is. It looks like a late 90s Chevy Cavalier, which is just classic. That's incredible. This is such a beautiful ride.
Businesswoman.
See, we're fair. We're libs, but we like the ride, okay? And if that was her #1 issue, Oh my God, I'd be so relieved. I'd be like, yes, well, by all means, do whatever you want with your car. It's a free country, okay? But what you did with your mind, that's another issue. Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.